Hi, I'm Mike Hughes. Alright, this is a little follow-up video on installing the bolt, the AR, the SIRT AR bolt into your AR. Right here we have a pretty sweet Noveske 3rd generation firearm here. Oh, excuse me, next generation arms.
Next generation arms. Noveske barrel.
Yeah, that's all right. Noveske makes sweet next generation arms, generation 3 rifle. But what happens is, when we go to put in our AR bolt, and we slip it in like so, and we close up, we can't quite close this upper to the lower all the way, okay? Now the bolt has to fit a whole variety of different trigger groups, but what's happening here is this hammer is just sits a little bit proud, and when it engages the SIRT AR bolt, it will not let it go all the way down. So the remedy to this is to get a file and basically trim off the surface area in the bolt right in this area here. Alright, right in here where the hammer engages the SIRT bolt, we are going to basically take a little bit of material off there. So just take a file or any type of device that's going to remove a little bit of plastic. It is pretty tough plastic. It's glass filled nylon, but a good file will do the trick for you. Alright, so basically it doesn't have to look pretty. You just have to take a little bit of material off there, and let's try it out. So, take the AR, try to get all the dust off I can, and basically pop it in. Now, I don't have the trigger pin in here. I don't really need that. In fact, it's just going to get in the way at this point, so I'm going to close this up, and it closes, which is good, but the next phase you have to do is take your trigger and see how it, yeah, that is a little bit clicky. It's not quite disconnected from that disconnector. If I release it a little bit, yeah, just a little bit, you can almost gauge from the space between the upper and the lower how much more I have to take off, and I have that free travel. So, no big deal. Just go ahead and pop your bolt out again, and let's take a little bit more off. Alright, good. So you can see it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to work. Alright, our only objective here of this portion is to jack that hammer down a little bit. So we'll see if it works, because beauty's only skin deep, ugly goes clean to the bone. Yeah, that's nice. Now what I'm testing here, I'm seeing free travel of this trigger. If you don't know what it should feel like, go ahead and open up and push your hammer back a little bit, and you'll see that there's a point, a sweet spot, where you get nice good free travel on your trigger. You push too far, it doesn't really work, and you just don't push enough, it kind of goes clicks and clicks, connects in that disconnector. So I close this guy up. Alright, so now I'm ready to put in the trigger bar. Now this particular guy is a it's an aluminum, I assume, safety. So the magnet doesn't work on there, but it will still rest and it'll be okay. It's still going to be functional. It just doesn't have that nice little magnet to hold it in place, but whatever. No retakes. Close that guy up. Alright, now closes. It doesn't come on when it closes, so I know it's not too high. And it doesn't come on when I pull the trigger, so the trigger bar is too short. So I got to unscrew that trigger bar, get a little more length in there, and get it tuned in. Alright, so I'm going to crack it back open. I'll try not to screw this up. This is John Ramaska's gun, a Ramaska Tactical Training, so don't want to send it all roughed up. I'm going to put a little more length on here, so I'm going to pull out the trigger bar. I'm going to give it a few turns. A little bit forward advance. Alright. Alright. And now I get a brake. And that actually feels really good. Now I can adjust it at this point to have a little bit more tweakage of where that brake is. I could give it probably a few quarter turns left or right. Ooh, that feels really nice though. That feels really nice. Here, John, want to try it?
Not clean reset, good travel, close and green.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a little bit of a crummy trigger, actually. I mean, your stock trigger's a lot nicer than that, but
It actually, I can live with that for training. Bottom line, it's still nice and clean. Like you said, around 2.5 pounds.
Yeah,
feels good.
Yeah. So there you have it.
I hope you
Nice.